We're in Coral Springs. It's Fighting Evolution Wrestling Feud. Here for a big show tonight. Up-and-coming tag team. These guys on the Florida Trail have really been making names for themselves. It's TNT. They're here with us. Hey, guys, what did you think, first of all, being here in South Florida, wrestling at the Feud?
Well, it's pretty cool. We've been wrestling now for about 2 years, so we've been kind of wrestling all up and down Florida. But this is our first time wrestling for this particular promotion in Coral Springs, but we loved it.
I mean, we were just out there, man. The crowd was so much louder than I thought. They jam-packed that place, and now I hear that this is the way it is every time. So I'm looking forward to coming back. I'm already asking the promoter, when are you guys going to invite us back? So I guess this Saturday, 2 days from now, we're coming right back to FEW. So it's awesome.
Tell us about, you guys were telling me you grew up in New York, but then also moved to Florida. So talk about what it was like in New York and then coming down to Florida.
Yeah, my dad used to wrestle in ECW, so he used to do the shows in Philadelphia, so it was kind of an easy transit from him to there. And then when he signed with WWE in '99, he kind of was tired of the weather, he was tired of all that, so he kind of wanted to go up north. We had some family in Florida. So we picked up, we moved once he signed with WWE. We came to a small town over in Melbourne. We pretty much grew up there most of the time, and then once we decided that we wanted to do this full-time as professional wrestling, Orlando's kind of like a big place for it with all the shows and stuff like that. So we kind NXT, the wrestling school my dad has over in Orlando. So we picked up ourselves, moved out of the house with the family, and came to Orlando. So we've been here for a little bit.
And you've been wrestling full-time on the Florida Indies, and also you mentioned Alabama.
Yep.
And anywhere else?
New York, and we're looking to go a lot more places. Actually, right now our dad's trying to get us to go over to Japan. So now we're working to try to go to Japan. Right now we've been doing a lot of like this down south, Florida, Alabama. We even went to New York because, like we said, we got family there. But as time progresses, we're seeing more and more better progress. So now we're looking to take it elsewhere, and then hopefully, we go global eventually. So.
And TNT, you guys are twins?
Twins, yeah. Identical, 1 minute apart.
How old are you guys?
22 now, yeah.
You're 22. You've been doing this 2 years, but actually, you guys were even involved in a TNA segment many years ago when you guys were in high school, and you've been around the business. Now, for those that don't know, Devon Dudley, Team 3D Academy in Kissimmee, that's where your father is. What did your father say when you guys both decided, hey, this is something that we want to do?
He wasn't too thrilled.
He said no.
His advice was his exact advice was get out.
Yeah, he basically said to us, use your brains, not your body, because he had took such a beating, in ECW, WWE. He said basically don't do it, don't go that route. And then, once we got older, he saw how serious we were about it, and he basically just said, hey, you guys are serious about it, just keep going. He said, if they stopped him from doing it, look where he is today. If they stopped The Rock from doing it, look where he turned out. Who knows what we could turn out, so, why stop now?
And then also, when we got involved with TNA, the producer, Vince Russo, came to him and said, I would love to kind of make this personal, because at the time, Bubba and my dad were splitting up. Yeah. So he asked my dad, I know your boys I heard inklings of your boys wanting to get into business. Why don't we bring them in? And my dad thought about it. He really didn't want us to get into it, and he said, you know what, this is going to be a test. This will be a test. He said, if you guys come to TNA and you guys kill it and you guys knock it out of the ballpark, he said, I'll consider taking you and I'll train you. So that's exactly what he did, and I guess we did pretty good because we're here now, and Vince Russo liked it. Everybody backstage liked it. We got a lot of advice from the guys in TNA, so that's kind of how everything started.
And that was a one-time thing. I think Vince Russo had said, hey, you guys are just going to do a small storyline with Bubba. After that, you're done. And then, after the storyline with Bubba ended, he called us a week later and was like, hey, we're going to do another storyline with you with the Pope. And then we did a storyline with the Pope where we turned on our dad. We sided with the Pope, and then we went back with our dad. So that was fun because we were high school. We were 16 years old, sophomores in high school, around there, and we're getting checked out of class every 2 weeks to go drive to Universal Studios. When we would drive to Universal Studios, we would go ride the rides in the theme park, come back, eat catering with all the boys, hear all their road stories. Then we'd go over the show, go through walkthroughs what we were going to do that night. We'd film a show in front of a live crowd on live television, go back home, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, go to school, and all our friends at school watch us on TV that night. Yeah, and we would do that every 2 weeks, because TNA had tapings every other week. And so we would do that every 2 weeks, and around school, everybody knew us as, doing the stuff on TV and stuff. It was just a blast. And, once you do that, you get bit by the bug, you can't stop there. We couldn't stop after that. So it was a cool experience, yeah.